Hi, so today I'm going for a new topic which we call big table. So we are going to cover the big table. So what is the big table and what is the use case of the big table? So let me go through the topic. So big table. So big table is a distributed storage system that is designed to store large amount of structured data, such as web page, index content, log data. Okay, so big table is basically if you have large set of data so you want to store in database, we use the big table. So let's go about the history about big table. So it was created by Google in 2004 and used in internally by Google for a variety of purpose. So big table, if you know the HBase or NoSQL database, it's the same as HBase. So Bigtable is NoSQL database that is horizontally scalable. So what does it mean? Horizontal scaling is horizontal scaling means if you need more space or more data, then you add one more computer or one more node. Node is referred to one more computer. So as soon as you are, so there is two. One is vertical scaling. One is vertical means in the same computer we just increase the hard disk, but in horizontally in the same you add more computers. So the meaning that it can be explained to handle increasing amount of data by adding the more nodes to the cluster. It also fault tolerant, meaning that can continue function even if some it's not failed. So let's say you have 10 computer, one of the computer got failed, you can still use all the data which you store in your table. And then next part is it's called the big table is a column oriented database, which means the data is stored in the column rather than row. So in traditional RDBMS, if I talk about MySQL, data is stored based on the row wise, and each row table you identify the row key. So row key is a unique key which can identify the each row. And the column are defined by column family. So one column family can have multiple columns. Column unlimited. Column family are grouped by related column to have the same data type are often accessed together. It is a good suggestion or good recommendation. Same data type, you create the same column family. Each column with the column family identify the column qualifier. This is the second property, which is column oriented database. First one is a horizontal scaling. So now we are going for next one. We design big table is designed support very large data sets. So it's used number of technique to manage data store and retrieval efficiently. For example, it store data in SS table, which we call sorted string tables. Data stored in this table sorting which are immutable data structure that contain key value pair sorted by key. This allows Bigtable to quickly retrieve data based on the key using the binary search algorithm. The next part, Bigtable also use technique called Bloom filter improve the read performance. So this is one is they store the in SS table, sorted string table, and uh, and the sorted by the row key. Row key is increasing order. And the next topic is retrieval. So they use some of the filter which we call Bloom filter. So Bloom filter is a probabilistic that data structure allow to Bigtable quickly determine whether this key exists in table without having read to entire table. So this is very important. They don't read whole data sets, rather than they use these techniques and retrieve the data fast whether this row key is exist in database or not. Next part is Bigtable is a distributed storage system that was designed by Google. It stored structured data such as web page, large file, NoSQL database. Okay, so this is the things which we talk about some benefits and how it is. Now let's talk about architecture of Bigtable. So Bigtable has a three-tier architecture, consists of client, table server, and distributed file system. So file system where the data is stored, table also is stored. So file system is the end type, and client where the user access. So client are applications that access data in Bigtable. They are communicate with the table server and read write data. Table server are responsible storing and managing data, and they communicate each other, ensure consistency and fault tolerance. The distributed file system provide the underlying storage to Bigtable. ensure that data is distributed across multiple nodes and can be accessed quickly and efficiently. So this is the three things which we learn: client, table server, and distributed file system. So you need to remember this thing. Now let's talk about the data model. Bigtable, Bigtable data model is based on spare and distributed spare, distributed and multi-dimensional sorted map, right? Data organized into table which consists of row and column. Each row identifies the row key, which is a string value that unique within a table. Each row can have multiple columns which are organized by column family. Column family are grouped and that columns share the same access and pattern stored in the characteristic. Within each column family, column identify the column qualifier, which is string value, and cell of the table identify the combination of row and key. Column family and column qualifier, each cell can be contain multiple version which identify the wide timestamp. So version means you have the history of if the row key change. Let's say your city was from London, now it's Singapore, so it has you define version only one, then it says the latest. If you define many versions or two version, it can show the two. Now it's a very important part is scalability. It's a very important for in terms of big data. So big table is designed to be scalable. I mean, big data and big table is part of that to store the data. So big table is designed to scalable, which means can handle large amount of data and high write and read reads. This is very important. It achieves scalability by distributing data across multiple nodes, using table server to manage data, using distributed file system to provide underlying storage. This allows Bigtable to handle very large data sets and high write-read rates by adding more nodes to the cluster. And now the very important part is fault tolerance. So this is also interview questions: how to achieve the fault tolerance in Bigtable. So let's talk about this one. Bigtable is designed to be fault tolerance, which means it can continue function even if some of the nodes fail. It achieves fault tolerance by using replication store multiple copies data across multiple nodes. So let's say you have same data and same data copied to another node. So if one of the node got failed, you still have data. By using table server to manage data and ensure consistency, this allows Bigtable to handle failure gracefully by deleting and recovering from failure automatically. Now the next important part is performance. Okay, so Bigtable is designed to provide high performance read and write. So if you have very high read and very high operation, use the Bigtable. It achieves high performance by using techniques such as compression, caching, Bloom filter to optimize data store and retrieval. It also provides features such as read and write buffer to reduce latency and improve throughput. API. So Bigtable provide variety of API for accessing data, including Java API, Python API, Go API. Also support the HBase API, which allow to applications to access Bigtable using the same API used for access HBase. In summary, Bigtable is a distributed storage system that is designed to store structured data and provide scalability, fault tolerance, and high performance. It uses spare multi-dimensional storage map data model. Okay, and now the next part, this is what we learned about big tables. Like, is the simple way when I say big table is NoSQL, like HBase, and it is store data. It has a row key which is uniquely identify the key, and then column and column families. And then the next part, how to create the syntax. So SQL has a different syntax, and big table have different syntax. Like this is the syntax: create my table, and then name CF column family 1 and version 3 is 3, name column family 2 version. So I can put the value like put my table rows, it's a primary key CF dot column and this value. So we can do like this one, and then we can get my table and row. This is a primary key we need to get, and then it will retrieve a column like this. Okay, so now let's talk about this one. So this is what we learn about this one. Let me create a summary. So what is a Cloud Bigtable? I'm going by summary. High performance, massively scalable NoSQL database. In simple terms, whatever we learn, you can say that. ideally for large analytical workload. Where to use history. Consider one of the organization NoSQL industry developed by Google 2004. Existing database solution were be slow and needed to real-time access of events. So if you need real-time database, you can use Bigtable. What is used for high throughput analytics means where you need near real-time data. Huge data set, if you have large data set, and use case financial data model, stock prices, like stock prices keep on changing very fast. Marketing data, purchase history, access control, project wide instance of level rate. And this is architecture which I was talking. It has three things. First is client, second one is a table, third one is log. So log, this is your cluster or close log. Logs, access table, then this is node, all nodes connected to front-end server pool, which is called client. And instance configuration, it's very simple. It's more terms into DB sides or infrastructure side or DevOps sides. Instance basic, not no one nodes, must configure nodes, entire Bigtable project called instance, all nodes and cluster. Nodes are grouped into cluster, one or more cluster is per instance. Auto scaling for storage, instance type, development, and production. Low cost and single node. Production use must have 3 plus node per cluster. Replica and cluster. Synchronization data between cluster. One additional U cluster total. Beta available. Resizing and intercasting with the Bigtable. So data organization. One big table, hence its name is Bigtable. Table can be thousands of columns and billions of rows. Table set across the table. Table compress row key. First column we column group into column family. So this is row key. This is row key one has a column family, column qualifier, column family, column qualified two, column family. This is column family one only. Then qualifier is different, and the data is stored like that way. Schema design. So if you are designing for a schema Bigtable, first you need to think about your product perspective. What do you need, and then you design. It's a reverse way. It's in like traditional database. First we design table and then we design the app. But here is first you design your business, then based on business requirement you design the primary key and then the next column family. So schema design per table row can we index them, keep all entity info in the single row. Related entities should be adjust row. Schema efficiency, well defined row key, less work, multiple values in the row key. Row key best practices, good row key, distributed load. I mean, it should be uniquely reverse table design. So first time series data, U12 narrow table and per rows easier to access. So this is how which we design the schema of Bigtable. Please like and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.